Why do you need to learn about minimalism to take better photos? Let me explain. While I have taken some very minimalist inspired photos in the past, like this one or this one, I don't consider myself a minimalist photographer because most of my work look like this or like this, and it doesn't really scream minimalism. But every time I do a photo shoot, I still try to incorporate the rules of minimalism as much as I can. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why I think you should do the same, because there's just so much to learn. So I've just boiled it down to just 2 reasons to why I think you should start incorporating minimalism into your photographs, even though you're not taking necessarily very minimalistic photos. Without further ado, let's get started. The first reason is that minimalism, just like the lifestyle, teaches us to focus in on one thing that is important and remove everything that doesn't really matter or doesn't add to the story of your photo. So like in the lifestyle, you remove everything that doesn't bring joy.
Choose items that spark joy for you.
In the photo, you remove everything that doesn't add to the story of the photo or the emotion or whatever it is that you're trying to create. So the next time you go out to shoot, try to look at what's in the frame and point out the things, maximum 3 things I'd say, that add to the story, and everything else, remove it if it can be removed. And if you can't remove it while you're shooting, do it in post. It really adds a lot to the photo and it just makes it a lot more clear and easy to look at. Here I'll give you some examples of some of my photos that are not necessarily minimalistic, but where I've used this technique to create a more simple photo. The second thing we really can learn about from minimalistic photography is composition. I would almost argue that minimalist photography is composition, because the photos are so simple, so that if you screw up the composition, you basically screw up the whole image, because there's not a lot of other things that you can do in the photo. And so the composition has to be very simple as well, but very strong. Because there are so few things in your frame, everything that actually is in your frame has a lot of visual weight. So you have to really be careful with how you balance that out by using probably the rule of thirds. I think that is the greatest tool of minimalistic photography that you have to learn. And if you're into photography, you've probably heard about it before and you're probably already using it. If you're not, then I think now is the time. So by listening to the first reason, you'll actually also be forced to concentrate more on composition, because if there's just a lot of stuff, it can be hard to kind of see the composition of the image. But if you just have like a white background and a bird on it or something, it'll be very clear if you got your composition right or you didn't. So yeah, learn about composition is my point, I think. Now, if I did convince you to learn a little bit more about minimalism in photography, I actually already have a video about 5 tips to take better minimalist photos. And in that video, I talk a lot about the same things that I talked about in this video, but more so on how you can actually implement them. So yeah, before you go, please, if you like this video, give it a like. It would make me very happy. And if you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe and hit the little bell button to be notified every time I post a new video. Here's my Instagram, and until next time, bye.